We need all of our customers, who are the whole people of Western Australia, to change their behaviour. And if I want people to change their behaviour, I need to understand why they do things. So it's imperative that my team, from the grassroots right up to senior leadership, reflect the community of Western Australia. So if I ignore 50% of the population, I'm never ever going to achieve what we're trying to do here. We now really question why, if there are no candidates to be interviewed who are female for virtually every role. Change requires everyone to work together. Changing women is never going to be the answer, and telling women they have to be more assertive or speak up more in meetings is just not going to cut it. Most of the senior women here are very good at speaking up in meetings, and I don't think anyone's ever thought I should talk more, not less. But what we are trying to do is make sure that the barriers that we didn't see that were in place are removed so everyone can have a fair go. I think the gender issue is the obvious one because it applies to 50% of the population, so it's by far the biggest cohort. But I see gender as a Trojan horse for diversity in its broadest terms. And the game changer to me is not about the numbers and the statistics, it's about the inclusivity of your workforce. So if you can provide a workforce that is truly inclusive, where people are not making racist jokes and not having all those side conversations, and that people from all different backgrounds want to be part of, well, then you'll get somewhere. One of the biggest mistakes I think that I make and all leaders can make is to assume that we know what other people are going through. And I know what I went through, but I don't know what other people are going through. And if I don't ask and I don't listen, I'll never know. So I think that's probably the most important thing, is to stop assuming I've got all the answers and actually ask and listen. My learning is that we cannot make the business changes we need to make, and we certainly can't deal with the huge issues we have. Things like climate change, things like digital disruption, the Internet of Things. The whole world is changing and changing really rapidly, and we are only going to have any hope of addressing that if we engage really broadly with a real cross-section of our society in the way we make decisions. And it's just such an imperative that gets stronger every day. So I don't even understand why we're discussing a business case. To me, it's common sense. If we're going to get the best people, we need to cast our net wide. And why would you only look at a small percentage of the population as your possible pool of candidates for any particular role? So it just seems to me to be almost self-evident. And I guess it's slightly sad that I feel I've been in the workplace 35 years and we're still having much the same conversation that we were having 35 years ago. So I think it's time to just shut up and do things.